Hey everyone, let's jump right into a question that honestly is on the minds of a lot of people in California. We live in a state that seems to be defined by fire season more and more each year. So, why on earth are we still building our houses out of wood?
Yeah, it's a pretty intense question when you think about it, right? But we kind of have to ask it. Wildfires are just a part of life here now. And yet, the vast majority of our homes are basically built with fuel. To figure out why that is, we've got to take a step back and look at the history of it all. See, the way we build didn't just pop up overnight. It's really tied into California's history and its economy. All right, so let's get into the why. For like over a century, wood has been king. And it makes sense when you look back. First off, California had tons of forests, so wood was cheap and easy to get. That started this whole cycle. Builders learned how to work with wood. The building codes were written for wood. And the entire supply chain, from logging to the hardware store, was all set up for it. On top of all that, let's be honest, people like how wood looks, and you can design almost anything with it. So you've got this perfect storm of tradition, money, and rules, all pointing to one thing: build with wood. But here's the thing, that long-standing tradition is now smashing head-on into a really dangerous new reality. The way we've always done things is being put to the test by fire, and it's a scary test to watch. So what's this number? 80%? Well, that's the percentage of new properties in California just between 2020 and 2022 that were built in high-risk fire zones. Let that sink in. 4 out of every 5 new homes are being built right where the danger is highest. And this isn't just some vague term. A very high fire hazard severity zone, I know, it's a mouthful, is an official label from CAL FIRE. It means that everything, the plants, the hills, the weather, it's all perfectly set up for a really bad fire. So we're not just building next to the problem, we're building right in the middle of it. And because of the awful fires we've seen recently, we can't ignore this anymore. I mean, we've all seen the footage. Entire neighborhoods of wood houses just gone. It's a brutal reminder that what worked for the last 100 years might not be what we need now. So that brings up the big question. If we don't use wood, what do we use? Okay, so that leads us to the solutions. If wood is such a big part of the problem, what are the alternatives? What can we build with to give ourselves a fighting chance? So, building codes have these 5 different categories for construction, and it's all based on how well they stand up to fire. At the top, you've got Type I. Think big concrete skyscrapers, super fire resistant. Then you go all the way down to the bottom, Type V. That's us, wood framed. The official description is literally entirely combustible. Yikes. That's how most of our homes are built. The big push now is to get our homes built more like Type III, which means the outside walls won't burn, a huge step up in safety. And when you put them side by side, the difference is just wow. Wood framing burns. It gets eaten by termites. It can rot. Concrete, on the other hand, it doesn't burn. Bugs can't eat it. It's incredibly durable. And this is a huge one for California. It's way better in an earthquake. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, there are 2 main concrete options. The first is CMU. Those are the classic cinder blocks you see everywhere. The other one, which is really cool, is called Insulated Concrete Forms, or ICFs. The best way to picture them is like giant hollow Legos made of foam. You stack them up to make walls, put some steel rebar inside, and then pour concrete down the middle. What you get is a wall that's super strong and amazingly well insulated. And get this, those ICF walls are incredible in a fire. They can get a fire resistance rating of up to 4 hours. To put that in perspective, the building code for that safer Type III construction only requires 2 hours. So this isn't just about meeting the standard, it's about blowing past it. That's a massive safety buffer. Okay, all of that sounds amazing, for sure. But I know what you're thinking because it's what I'm thinking. How much does all this cost? All right, let's just put it out there. Looking at a 3,000 square foot house in LA, it is more expensive up front. A standard wood frame home might run you about $1.2 million. The same house, built with concrete, it's closer to $1.4 million. And yeah, that's a big jump. But, and this is a huge but, that's just the sticker price. Because once you start looking at the bigger picture, the whole equation flips. That extra money up front isn't just a cost, it's an investment. And it pays you back big time. We're talking huge savings on your insurance, way lower energy bills, less money spent on maintenance, and the house is worth more when you sell it. Over the long haul, it can actually end up saving you money. And those energy savings, they are no joke. Check this out. Homeowners can expect to save up to 50% on energy compared to a wood house. In California, where our electricity bills are through the roof, that is a ton of money back in your pocket every single year. So, okay, if these materials are safer and they can actually save you money in the long run, what's stopping us? How do we as a state actually make this happen? Well, it's not a simple fix. It's going to take a whole system-wide change. There's really a four-part roadmap here. First, you've got to change the rules, update the building codes to encourage or even require these safer materials. Second, you have to educate everybody, homeowners, builders, everyone, about why this is so important. Third, you need people who actually know how to build this way, so we need to train the workforce. And fourth, you have to make sure the materials are actually available and not crazy expensive, which means sorting out the supply chain. It's a big lift, a total overhaul of how we do things. And look, it's not going to be easy. There are hurdles. People are going to see that higher upfront price and get nervous, right? So you offer tax credits and rebates to help with that. A lot of contractors don't know how to build with this stuff, so you partner with industry groups to get them trained. Builders hate delays, so you make the permit process for these safer homes faster and easier. See? Every challenge has a potential solution. Which really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. When one house catching fire can take out an entire block or even a whole neighborhood, is the choice of what you build your home with still just a personal decision? Or has it become something more, a public necessity, even a responsibility to your neighbors? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.